Hello, strap yourselves in for the Theatre and Performing Arts Company for the Creatively Challenged, written by Maria Telnikoff and directed by Laura Moss and Maria Telnikoff. As a content warning, the following performance does contain reference to pornography. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy.
You wouldn't steal a car.
You wouldn't steal a phone.
You wouldn't steal a DVD because they don't exist anymore. Yeah.
You wouldn't steal a lampshade.
You wouldn't steal your ex's coconut bra.
You wouldn't steal Nick Clegg's autobiography from Waterstones.
You wouldn't steal a half-eaten sandwich from the lips of your boss.
You wouldn't steal blue tag from a year 2 classroom.
You wouldn't steal an advert jingle.
Being a pirate is a crime.
Thank you. You're too kind. We've been the Theatre and Performing Arts Company for the Creatively Challenged, or TPACFTC for short. And you've been yourselves. Good night, Wembley!
I'm not sure what that had to do with teaching internet safety, but I think Year 5 loved it. Right, Year 5? See? They adored it. Now, you can all go to lunchtime, since it's already 9:45 in the morning. Just go and don't tell anyone what happened this past hour. What was that?
I think that was our sleekest performance of the piracy of Penzance yet. Good job, folks.
Yeah, it would have been perfect, except someone fell out of their turns in Search History Swan Lake.
Oh, well, at least I wasn't the one off-key in the clickbait chorus line, Michael.
Oh, was I? My apologies, but I don't think anyone could hear me over your shrieking, Christina Quinceañera.
Oh, you did not just turn this into a using last names kind of fight, Michael Borneo.
Oh, at it again. You know what they say about artists.
Look, Mr...
Darling. Charlie Von Darling, OBE.
Oh, wow, I had no idea.
Outstandingly big ego.
Right, I see. Well, Mr. Darling.
Von Darling. I was conceived in a German strip club, you see.
Von, darling, as much as I loved the show, and I put my hand on heart, I did. I mean, the way you mixed early 2000s advertising with Gilbert and Sullivan left me, speechless. But I was hoping that you'd do something a little more relevant for the Year 5s, you know, about staying safe on social media, not talking to strangers online, that kind of thing. You know, the dangers of being catfished by the French department. Generic stuff.
Are you implying, Mr.
Pratt. Ben Pratt.
Your words, not mine. Are you implying that the unauthorised use and distribution of artistic work is not rife in our society? Especially among the youth. Come on, Pratt. Gen Z even rhymes with piracy.
He's obviously never been a victim himself, Charlie, otherwise he wouldn't be so unfeeling. You clearly don't know what it's like for your ex-boyfriend to illegally distribute your one-man musical online with the title Horniest Man in Clapham.
Oh, it was a sex tape with yourself, and you know it, Michael. And besides, Mr. Pratt, the kids seem to really enjoy it.
Yes, one boy was picking his nose. In some cultures, that's considered a sign of respect. On my last gap year in Bermuda,
Don't you see, Pratt? We've reached the youth of today, and with such an important message.
You're right. Look, I'm sorry. I just don't want to get into trouble with the school. I'm already skating on thin ice after I showed them a film version of D.H. Lawrence's Lady Chatterley's Lover, which turned out to be a lot more graphic than anticipated.
You've skated on enough thin ice, Pratt.
Oopsie doopsie.
In fact, that ice is so thin that it's now cracked, and you're sinking swiftly to the bottom of the ocean, Pratt. The crack of the bottom. Do you understand?
Bollocks! Must have been ratted out by one of those runny-nosed, pip-squeaking balls of pure potential.
This is bad, Ben. Very bad. We haven't had a scandal like this since Jordan accidentally added his dad's Viagra pills to the Red Nose Day cupcakes.
Oh, it wasn't that bad.
There are children in the playground singing about leaked sex tapes and humping the playing equipment, shouting, "I me hearties!"
I've never heard anything so beautiful.
And to make matters worse, they're demanding lunch. It's not even 10 a.m. yet, Pratt.
Look, Headmaster, I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say except that.
I've had enough of it, Pratt. I won't have you near these children any longer. Here at Peter Andre Primary, We have values. We have an ethos. Our motto is never knowingly undersold.
Isn't that the John Lewis slogan?
And you're underselling, Pratt. What's more, you're doing it knowingly. And that is something I cannot accept.
Oh, please. Please, just give me one last chance.
Pratt, you're fired. Your days as an English teacher are over. You've got until the end of the day to clear up your things from your classroom. I think you should start with the pornographic DVDs.
It was D.H. Lawrence's...
I don't want to hear it, Ben. You're never to set foot in this school again. Unless it's to wash my car.
You probably should have said you were super sorry.
Can't believe it. After a degree in education at Cambridge, winning a prestigious Teach First position, and standing in for the role of an alcoholic teacher on one episode of EastEnders, is my teaching career really going to end like this?
Oh, you were on EastEnders?
You! I blame the lot of you. You said you were family friendly. You said you'd catered birthday parties.
In Vegas, honey.
You said you'd performed at schools before, that you'd been Ofsted approved.
Ben, as an English teacher, you should know full well about the power of words. In this case, the words lied.
Oh well, thanks for coming and ruining my career, guys. Really appreciated it.
Oh, you're most welcome, Mr. Pratt.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to get my things and set fire to my first edition complete works of Shakespeare.
Oh, Ben, come on. Don't be so dramatic.
Oh, that's rich. Rich, coming from the acting troupe leader. I think I might still have some hemlock left in my desk, so if you don't mind.
Oh, my.
Okay, it's whiteboard cleaner, but it'll have the same effect. So, goodbye.
Bye for now. Don't forget, we've been the Theatre and Performing Arts Company for the Creatively Challenged, and you've been yourself. Take a flyer. Come visit us at our
Not
theatre.
the time, Sebastian. Read the room.
You.
Farewell, sweet swallow. Even sweeter from behind. Hello.
To Charlie. What now, boss?
Let's pack up the set. Well, that was easy. Let's get going. We've got a gig at the old people's home at 12.
Ugh, that's the third one this week. All they want to see is Die, Hitler, Die! A World War II musical.
Oh, Michael, I think you make a darling Hitler. You walk just like him.
That's my normal walk, Sebastian.
Oh, then Hitler must have been very camp.
Time to go, thespians. We'll have to do vocal warm-ups as we walk. Christina?
Red Molly, yellow Molly. Red Molly, yellow Molly. Blue Molly, green Molly. Get your fix of Molly. Molly.
Christina, we are still in a primary school.
Josh O'Connor, ding dong. Donna kebab. Donna kebab. Josh O'Connor ate a Donna kebab.
Josh O'Connor, ding dong, Donna kebab.
Donna kebab. Josh
O'Connor
ate
ate a Donna kebab.
And I can't help falling in love with you. Josh O'Connor's face on a mop, oh so sweet, but I can't help falling in love with you. Josh.
Honey!
Ben!
Josh O'Connor! Again!
Oh, this is not what it looks like. Why are you home so early?
Dorothy, I got fired from the school today.
Oh, sweetie.
And my wife is having fantasies with a mop.
Oh, he's not just a mop.
Oh no, I'm so sorry for offending your mop. boyfriend. Oh, don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. No, it's only my whole life crashing around me.
I don't know why you're getting so touchy, Ben. I mean, it's not like I picture him when we're, you know.
Oh, Dorothy, please put him away.
Okay. Want me to put on the Miss Saigon album and let you look longingly out of the window and pretend we're in Vietnam? Not Clapham?
No, Dorothy, that won't work this time.
So I shouldn't put on the army uniform?
I just can't believe it. Can't believe after so many years of dedication to that smelly school.
Yes, the corridors did always smell of horticulture.
You know, their chemistry department actually inspired the whole Breaking Bad series.
You tell me this after you get fired? Oh, Ben.
And having the school named after Peter Andre, I mean, what was that about?
He is its biggest patron, Ben.
Yeah, all right, but they didn't have to make the school song Mysterious Girl.
You miss it already, don't you?
So much. What am I going to do now, Dot?
Become an Avon lady?
I'm serious. Maybe I can try and get a job at the Nelson Mandela Primary School. I mean, at least it's named after someone who actually did something.
Oh, he didn't mean it, Peter. Please forgive him, for he knows not what he says. You can't work there, Ben. That's where Stephanie goes to school.
I know where our daughter goes to school. Look, it'll be fun. Daddy and daughter under one roof.
I know you, Ben. She'll get one good test score and you'll be holding her in your arms in the middle of the cafeteria like she's Simba.
Oh, those damn actors.
For an English teacher, that was a pretty unimaginative curse.
This acting troupe came to my school to explain the dangers of the internet through song and interpretive dance. And, well, long story short, but they're the reason I'm home at the time when Antiques Roadshow is on the telly.
You make it sound like it's a bad thing. Now, who are these actors?
Here's their flyer.
The Theatre and Performing Arts Company for the Creatively Challenged. That's a bit of an odd name. And calling themselves Creatively Challenged doesn't seem like the best way to advertise.
Their whole thing is redesigning the classics, or rather, see, they performed A Midsummer Night's Dream in a parking lot in the middle of the night with no light. Wait, what?
Say, didn't you play puck at uni?
That I did. But I guess I've always been a bit of a puck boy, yeah.
Yeah, right. It's moments like these that make me prefer the mop, Ben. But this acting thing could be good for you. And you know what they say? When one door closes...
another door opens. I know.
Actually, I was going to say that when one door closes, you know it's time to improve your knocking technique. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Someone who knows how to get through to people. Ben, I think doing some acting might give you the confidence you need to get back into the saddle. And, most importantly, get a job that pays.
Okay, Dot.
I want the only Santa Stephanie ever knows to be a bougie one. Can you do that for me, Ben?
Bougie Santa. Got it. Hey, maybe I can dig out my old puck tights.
Oh, no! I think the Gruffalo ate them. Oh, dear. Yes, oh, dear. Right, now you go off, honey. You go off. Yes, bye. Enjoy that. Okay. Now, where were we? Josh O'Mop?
Ben Pratt, to what do I owe the pleasure?
Oh, Charlie, Mr. Von Darling, you remembered me.
How could I forget? I'm only glad you didn't pull a real Hamlet and rid this world of your perfectly shaped cheekbones.
Yeah, well. My wife suggested that I come here, what with being unemployed. She thought it might be good for me to get out there and build up my confidence. Also my knocking skills, apparently.
Oh, your wife?
Yeah, she's called Dorothy.
Oh, well, isn't it a wonderful world of Oz you live in, with your Dorothy?
Yeah. It's a wonderful theatre you've got here, Charlie.
Come, let me show you round. Now, here's our movement studio, where they're currently devising a piece called Biblical Burlesque. It follows the lives of Christianity's saints, set to music, of course. We've got Saint Margaret, St. Catherine, Mother Teresa, and Whoopi Goldberg.
Wow! You've even got St. Catherine?
Oh, you should see Cat on her wheel. My.
Charlie, well, if you don't mind me asking, how did you set all this up?
Well, after a brief stint at the National.
The National Theatre?
Is there any other? The National Theatre of Aberdeen. Then I went on to Hollywood. Where? Well, let's just say I taught Al Pacino everything he knows.
You did?
You know that scene in The Godfather? You come here on my daughter's wedding day. Pacino was holding in a massive fart. Not to brag, but that was my idea. It was the only way to bring out his true intensity.
Marvellous. And who's this?
That's a retelling of Chekhov's The Cherry Orchard, set in Camden. We're calling it The Cherry Lip Balm Orchard.
How original.
Yes, it is quite avant-garde. We think it will do well in Scotland when we take it to the Glasgow Side Parting.
The what?
The Glasgow Side Parting? Oh, I assume you've heard of the Edinburgh Fringe.
But of course.
Well, then you'll know the Edinburgh Fringe just isn't what it was. It's now overrun with celebrities churning out stale content and 12-year-olds doing the school version of Wicked.
I've actually never seen 12
So, to answer your question, the Glasgow Side Parting is the Edinburgh Fringe's cooler, artistically edgier, younger sister.
Fascinating. You know, despite everything you've said, I think I like it here. Could I join you here? You know, if it's not too much trouble.
Well, Ben, we don't just let anyone in here.
I can sing all the songs from Miss Saigon backwards.
You're in!
West End audiences have been raving about the spectacular premiere of The Lion Queen, an intersectional feminist musical with real lions, performed by up-and-coming theatre company, the Theatre and Performing Arts Company for the Creatively Challenged, or TPACFTC for short. Critics have been hailing Ben Pratt's performance as the best show we've seen since Ian McKellen, who incidentally performed in a production of The Cherry Lip Balm Orchard at the Barbican last week. The Lion Queen seems to be a shoo-in for the Tonys and will be touring across Broadway, Europe and the National Theatre of Aberdeen. Pratt's wife has commented on her husband's rise to stardom, saying, "I am so happy that he has found something he is truly passionate about. I'm also so happy we can now afford Crunchy Nut, and not that weird knockoff, Crunchy Thought they sell in Lidl. Josh O'Connor, if you're listening to this, hi. Let me stroke your wonderful mop of hair, you rakish mop. You devilled egg of a mop. You... I don't think I should read that out. Well, good evening and good night from me in the studio. Coming up next on BBC One, we have Charlie Von Darling reading the weather forecast in a catsuit.
You've been listening to the Theatre and Performing Arts Company for the Creatively Challenged, written by Maria Telnikoff and directed by Maria Telnikoff and Laura Moss. Starring Gregory Miller as Ben Pratt, Dorothy Burrows as Dorothy Pratt, Laura Moss as Charlie Von Darling, Charlotte Dargan as Christina Quincinera, Oscar Matthews-Martinez as Michael Borneo, Ella Palmer as Sebastian Fox and the Headmaster, and Emily McPherson-Smith as the news presenter. This was part of the Marlowe Society's Hatch lineup. Do go check out our other shows, and I very much hope you enjoyed listening.